This podcast is brought to you by Kiwi Design, the leader in Metaquest and VR accessories. And now you can deck out your device while supporting the podcast. The Metaquest 2 is a great headset, but do you ever feel things could be a bit more comfortable? Well, we have the solution for you. With lens protectors, controller grips, face covers, head straps, link cables, headset stands, and more, including my two personal favorites, the top version controller grips with added weight and an extended handle, and the Kiwi upgraded Elite strap. Let's be real, we've all whacked our controller. Don't be the guy messaging Oculus support for your own mistake or waiting weeks for an out-of-stock controller. Visit the link in our show notes to prepare yourself today. After visiting the link in our show notes, make sure to use the promo code RuffTalkVR at checkout, all one word, to take full advantage of your savings. And make sure to click the link in our show notes so the podcast gets credit and you help support us. Remember, whatever you need, Kiwi has you covered. Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. It's a big week in VR this past week with the Metaquest showcase. And man, we got the Quest 3 officially announced. But I'll be honest with everybody. Today's Monday. You know, in a couple hours, if you're listening already in the morning, the Apple keynote speech for WWDC is today. And this is supposed to be the day of the Apple headset announcement. Not release, but announcement. So, you know, it's the morning. We're not able to cover it yet.
Didn't they announce it 2 years ago?
That's a good point. Well, those have been rumored. This is the official announcement.
The product will be available.
So
announcement.
Yeah, we'll cover that next week. That'll be interesting, you know. So big stuff coming later today, but
I'm more interested in the price. I mean, I'm sure it'll do what it's supposed to do and all that, but how much?
Oh yeah, I think I'm guessing way out of our reach. So that'll be interesting to talk about a bit this next week. But, you know, like I said, last week was huge for what's actually relevant to us, you know, within our grasp.
Yeah, as Quest users, yeah, it couldn't have been. It was a very exciting week.
Yeah, we had
especially the lead up to it.
Dude, they were teasing this Metaquest gaming showcase for weeks. We were speculating, and I don't think any of my guests has showed up, and I don't think I was expecting any of the games that really came besides maybe the Asgard's Wrath. And I was expecting maybe a spin-off or a port.
We did think that something more with Ghostbusters would be talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, selfishly, I got kind of like a wish list game announced, so I feel good about that because I've ranted and raved for months.
Yep. So we'll kind of break down all of what was announced at the Metaquest showcase, but they even did like a pre-show, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple hours before, not even on the gaming showcase, they announced on Zuck's social media the Quest 3.
Yeah, that one put a smile on my face because I called it.
Yeah, you were saying that weeks ago.
Yeah, that I'm like pretty sure we're gonna get the teaser.
Well, I think they wanted to get ahead of Apple, and dude, I'm sold. It's $499 for the 128 gigabyte model.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I think it's questionable after that.
They haven't announced the next model up, but it's very clear that they said there's going to be a bigger storage option. And dude, I'm sold on a bigger storage option. I'll say it right now, 128 gigabytes is not enough for me.
You need minimally 256.
Because I got 256 right now, and that's not enough.
And these games are just going to get bigger and bigger. So, yeah. I mean...
So what do you think I
want a terabyte.
Dude, yeah, 100%. I'm hoping for 512, but I really want a terabyte. I don't think that's going to happen, though. But I want...
It's going to be weird to see what increases they do to justify the storage. So, I mean, if 128 is going to cost you this, are they going to charge you $100 more for a 256?
Well, that's how it used to be for the two options, but I can't imagine them doing 256. I really hope they don't, because the games are going to get... They're already getting...
What do you think? They're going to go 128 to 512?
Remember,
and totally skip over that?
Originally, it was 64 for the Quest 2. They went 64 gigabytes and then to 256 for
Maybe
$100
it'll top
more.
Out at 256.
Remember that though? 64 gigabyte.
Yeah, no, that wasn't an option though.
And then
it didn't take a genius to figure out that because of flat screen games, you know, you get paranoid.
Oh no, a lot of people bought the 64 gigabyte.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I didn't.
Oh yeah, no, we went right up for the $100 more. So
other people, if they did, then you know, if you install now, even like 2 games could max that out.
So by scale, it's not outrageous for them to do one that's 4 or 5 times more the storage up to 512. You know.
Yeah, but I don't think they can skip over a 256 to do it.
I don't see why
Just
not.
doesn't make. Well, then why wouldn't you start at 256?
I don't know.
So I'll call it.
You think the next one's going to be 256?
Yeah. The next one up, they'll probably have 3 price tiers and bring it all the way up to $750
You think there's going to be more than 2 models?
for storage. Yeah.
Well, that would be more than 2 models for headsets in
Yeah.
total. Then I think that's getting way too much. Then I think you got to keep it at 2.
If it's 2, it scares me then. Because
I think that they're gonna skip 256. I think it's gonna go right to 512
with a much fatter price tag then.
because the same reason they skipped 128 originally. 128 didn't come out until a
It's
year into the
possible
Quest
then.
2.
Yeah.
You know, they went 64 straight up to 256.
We shall see.
I'm saying this optimistically though, because I'll tell you right now, by the end of the Quest 3 life cycle,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
geez,
right.
halfway
I'm actually
through-
thinking you're probably right.
halfway through the Quest 3, 256 isn't going to be enough because 256 is pushing it on my Quest 2.
That's why I said I wanted a terabyte.
I know. So bad. But besides the data storage, I don't mean to sound like a Debbie Downer and be like, oh, I would want more. That's just me being selfish.
Dude, there's such an easy solution.
What?
If they just charge you a monthly fee for cloud storage, then it's infinite, right? Or they could put a cap on it, obviously, but it would
I
work,
like my
wouldn't it?
I like my physical storage
Why?
because I don't. Sometimes my Wi-Fi goes out. I don't want to lose my game because my Wi-Fi went out. I like being able to play my games offline. That's such a requirement. Now I'd rather just more data, physical data on my headset.
Oh, I
Then-
get it. I'm just trying to move with the times, man.
I don't.
I mean,
data storage
but let's
isn't
be
the
honest.
most expensive.
I would probably pay for it. You know,
Depends on the price.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, Jesus, I look at what I pay for
Look, I'll say
the
this,
Xbox programs that I have, and it's like, yeah, it's probably like $40 a month.
I'd rather just have more storage available on my headset than start playing with cloud data. But you know,
No, I would do it.
besides the storage on the headset, the rest of the headset was beautiful. What was shown, everything that I wanted on the headset came. I mean, pancake lenses, dude. I am so
I'm stoked about.
freaking excited.
Like, I don't think it was really a question, though. Everybody knew. Like,
But it's still good to hear it officially,
oh,
right?
yeah, no,
You know,
it was great to see it.
You hear Zuck going, we're using the technology from the lenses of the Pro, and I'm like, oop, day one buy now, without a doubt. I was already sold before, but that's all I needed to hear was pancake lenses.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be huge for when people try the headset the first time, and no fighting for the sweet spot. They're going to be able to just put it on and freaking go. And then besides the pancake lenses, instead of the 3 preset kind of IPD sliders that we have on the Quest 2, the weird sliding bar.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get a full IPD wheel. You can go, digit by digit.
yeah, that's actually wicked important.
So I think the combination,
Really?
Yeah, dude, the combination of pancake lenses and the IPD proper adjusting is going to make first-time users have a way better experience. And then combined too, now they also are doing color pass-through. So I'm stoked for that. I think that was an essential one.
Well, yeah, especially for game developers. I mean, people are pushing the next level of VR anyways with mixed reality, and it sucks in black and white,
Yeah.
like watching an old ass TV.
But I don't think that they knew how big mixed reality was going to be at the time of the Quest 2. And then, oh my God, developers are pushing the limit. They're pushing the limit. Now you see stuff like this laser game in development by the Cubism developer, where you got to dodge the lasers and press the button. Not dodge the lasers. It's like those old school, spy movie sneak in, where like the lasers across.
Yeah.
You got to duck under it or dodge and then get to the other side of your room and press the button.
In your actual space, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, stuff like that is going to be so much better in color. So pancake lenses, proper IPD adjustment, color pass through. They say more resolution, 40% more powerful, or was it? So I'm sorry, 40% lighter and twice as powerful.
Is it lighter though? I thought it was heavier.
I'm sorry, 40% thinner
Yeah.
and twice as powerful.
It is a little heavier, is my understanding.
That's been the word. It wasn't said there, but I guarantee you if it was lighter, they would be advertising it like a mofo.
Yeah.
So the fact that they didn't say it was
We're
lighter.
probably talking ounces. I don't think it's really equating to that much.
Well, I said it a month or two ago. I got a big neck and stuff. I don't mind a heavier headset. I understand the trend is to go lighter, and I respect that. I think that is better for mass adoption, but I'm not going to cry over a couple grams heavier.
I don't think anyone can if they're using any attachments for their headset.
Well, that's even what I was saying last night when we were playing on Party Chat. I was like, dude, we double our headset weight easy.
Oh, yeah, you got the battery in the back, the headphones on the side.
Those Kiwi headphone attachments are so amazing too.
For games like we play a lot, like when we're not playing other stuff to review, oh my God, for sound is critical.
Yeah, Kiwi put out these, because they sell their headphone head strap, but now they put out these ones that you can just attach to a head strap and plug into the jack, so you don't need to buy, the one specific for that. So now we have our battery pack plus these clip-on things, and it just plugs right into the auxiliary slot. They're so freaking high quality too.
You know what I like about them is sometimes especially with like, I'll say any kind of headphone, if you don't get that one sweet spot, you're kind of screwed. But these you can kind of not only
go up and down,
but you can move them to the side, backwards and forwards,
and it stays right there perfectly too.
Yeah. I've been really abusing the hell out of them. And I like that when you turn it up past like 75%, you get a message from an auto message saying that you've turned up your headphones too loud, so I'll give Meta credit on trying to protect the
eardrums.
Yeah.
I think Apple does that with their headphones too. I think it's a smart thing.
Little disclaimer.
Yeah, like, hey, bro, you're going 100%. But I usually don't need to go 100% like that. But they're great for like when we're playing Ghost of Tabor and stuff like that.
Hearing the footsteps, and then obviously like being able to hear whether it's behind you or to the right of you, left, any pop one, same shit.
And I'll say, for full honesty to our listeners, like Kiwi sent them to us for free. I mean, they're a sponsor of ours, but you can get them on the Kiwi website for, I think they're $49.99, but you can get a little discount with Ruff Talk VR code at checkout. So, that's always cool too.
Yeah, they're legitimately, and I'm kind of picky with the headphones. And they don't go in your ear either. They're over the ear. And if you want to, do you ever do the flip up?
Yeah. If you just don't want to use them right then and there.
Yeah, last night when we were playing, I had keep them attached to the headset, but I just flip them up. So they're kind of like an extension of the headset now.
Yeah.
No, so I got no problem with a little extra weight.
No. Again, dude, I got my actual headset. I have the battery pack charger.
Then what if you had like a haptic feedback vest? You'd be wearing that too, and then
if I could add more shit to it to increase the weight more, I would too. So I don't mind a couple extra grams just to go back to it.
Shit.
So dude, color pass through, pancake lenses, increased resolution, higher graphics, thinner, not lighter, but thinner. New controllers using the technology of the Pro, but there's no tracking ring, but there's also not the same built-in sensors as the Pro, and there's still some tracking lights on it, but it's going to rely off of AI tracking technology too to predict where the controllers are when it can't see them. And they say it works good enough that they don't need the rings. But what's good enough mean? I mean, I got faith. If they're dropping the ring technology, it's not going to be because the technology is almost there. It's going to be because it's there. And typically the way these AI stuff
it just looks so tiny.
Okay, I'm going to miss my attachments. Dude, but
they look real small to me.
We have Kiwi Pro grips that turn the controller much bigger and add some weight. And those are a game changer, and they don't exist for the Quest Pro yet.
No.
So, I'm a little nervous.
No.
Because you see those controllers, they
I
do
don't
look
want to
small.
go back to holding just a naked controller.
Dude, I love holding my controller, and part of it still sticks out of the bottom
for
my hand.
Beat Saber and sword games and shit, it just feels a little more authentic because you get that extension on the end. But I need the extender.
But the controllers seem like an interesting mix of Quest 2 and Pro, and let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Got to put it through the paces.
But $499 for the intro model. I don't think I'm really missing anything else.
Our model is going to cost $700.
It's gonna have a depth sensor, which was almost added in the Pro and taken out last minute.
Yep.
And that's interesting to see, because my understanding is that's not the cheapest piece of hardware to put in. This is gonna be a $500 headset. So we get pancake lenses, depth sensor, color pass through,
better graphics, the new Snapdragon Gen 2. So it's like, dude, this is freaking awesome.
And probably a longer battery life, which is
That's
debatable.
unconfirmed, but let's
know.
see. I imagine you're right, though.
I would think so. I mean, I would think everything that's currently unconfirmed right now, you can assume isn't going backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like the RAM, I'm sure they're not going to go backwards. It just
new head strap.
There's
too.
just a lot of mystery to some of the text that
I saw the head strap.
Bradley probably knows.
Oh yeah, Bradley. He'll be a good one to get on coming
probably
into
knew
the
a
release.
year ago.
When the Bloomberg leaks came out
Mm-hmm.
the other week, I saw him retweeting some of the stuff, and he goes, "Looks like my leak's still holding true." Bradley's a funny guy. But no, dude, I was excited to see the official confirmation of the Quest 3. So far, what we see of the specs, we don't have the full spec release listed yet, but they said stay tuned for more info at the Connect conference, which is in September.
Mm-hmm.
So Meta's doing good, already hyping up. We're done with the showcase. I'm already excited for the next one in September. They do a great job there. We were kind of talking off air, and you said something. I'm sorry to steal your thunder and bring it up. I just want to make sure it gets brought up because I agree with this 100%. I wish it was in black. I think it would look so much better.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it isn't.
Yeah, because I've even seen.
I'm not the only one.
No, I've even seen people do some like image renders of like, all right, well, let's see what it would look like in black.
It's slick.
And there's like these three, they look like cameras.
Yeah, the little slots
in the front, and it sticks out very much in white. But if it was a black headset, it looks sleek. It blends. I'm kind of hoping that the next data storage up model, is in black.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like jokingly talking about. They're like, well, they're going to get your money one way or another. Either you want more storage or you want that black headset. But I'd pay a little more for, people hate me for saying that, but I'd pay a little more for an all black headset.
Yeah, people are like, yo, shut up about
$40.
paying for cloud storage. Shut up about paying more for.
Well, dude, it's inevitable. These things are going to happen. It won't be forced on you. It'll just be your option.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all technology changes and moves forward. And
no, I agree with you 100%, though. I think it would look better black.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I'm freaking so excited. This is a day one buy for me. Everything.
Or I'm just going to get a black skin for it.
Pretty much the only things I'm skeptical on is the controller and the data storage. Everything else, I'm so freaking excited. But here's the thing. The controllers are pretty similar to the Pro controllers, and I wanted the Pro controllers. I'm just skeptical about the AI tracking, but I'm confident that if they're rolling it out, it's because it's...
But you can still buy the Pro controllers.
You can. They said it's going to be compatible.
So they've already kind of greased you on that.
And
but
then,
the weird thing, there's not a lot of aftermarket shit for the Pro controllers, is there?
I'm hoping that that's just a units sold thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hoping that we see as many accessories and as much customization ability with the Quest 3 that we had with the Quest 2, because the Quest 2 is peak for customizing. You can strip that. When you rip everything off, like you take the head strap off, you take the face shield off, you take off everything off. It's just like, it's so cool how much you can modify your Quest 2. How many different companies have popped up?
Mm-hmm.
How many different accessories? I really hope that we see that same type of third-party compatibility and market.
I'm pretty sure we will. I just don't know how much out of the gate.
The essential one for me, man, to really enjoy these pancake lenses. VR optician, baby. I hope you're working on new ones.
I thought I read today that they are.
Oh, please tell me that.
Yeah, I thought I read today. It was somebody...
Because that should be the easiest one to make
It was somebody saying like, oh, I hope I can get inserts for my thing. And then somebody posted a link to VR Optician and was like, they're already going to be taking care of it. So
maybe I'll shoot them a message. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're the best.
Because I was thinking about it. I do want just the normal clear ones.
Yeah. No, I'm a big fan of those. We've had those for so long. Even yours that are not prescription.
Yeah. They
work.
just protect my lenses. And now that we're
going
have
into
even
pancake
better
lenses,
lenses, I'd really like to protect them.
You'd hope so, right? So before we get into the game shown on the Metaquest showcase, which there was quite a bit in the, counting the pre-show and stuff, they snuck in that the Quest 2 is getting, again, 26% more powerful. This isn't the first time they've increased the power of it.
Round 2, right?
Round 2, baby. So the Quest 2 is getting 26% more powerful and getting a price drop. So now the 128 gigabyte version is going to be $299, back to the launch price of the 64 gigabyte model, and the 256 is now $349, which is $50 cheaper than when we bought it at launch.
Right.
So I saw people saying it's back to launch price. I mean, yeah, for the cheapest storage model, but even that's more storage for the same price because that was 64 gigabytes for $299. This is 128 for $299, then 256 for $350. So I mean, she's
Not a bad deal.
no pushing out that Quest 2 stock. I
But,
mean, new headset coming in 5 months.
yeah, I'd just hold off.
Yeah, I would.
But if something happens to yours in the meantime, it's nice to know the brand new replacement is going to be relatively inexpensive. So
It sounds like that they want to use. This is just my feeling.
mine's been acting funny. So
Interesting, you know.
yeah.
Some,
Well, it's funny because
well, you've never factory reset yours. I factory
No.
reset mine. I'm not having issues. I think you're just due for a factory reset. You've had your Quest for almost 3 years.
mm-hmm.
Downloaded, deleted, updates. I think you're just due for a factory reset, to be honest with you.
It's possible.
But dude, I think that what they're planning on doing, this is just my speculation, looking at the situation, that they want to keep supporting the Quest 2, and that's the cheaper headset model. Like that's their Oculus Go currently, you know. It's like,
No,
all right,
Quest
yeah,
2 will be around for years. At least 2 years.
so if they keep it, so you're going to be able to buy either a Quest 2 for $300, a Quest 2 for $300, an intro Quest 3 for $500 or whatever, and then whatever the next data storage up is. It's going to be cool to have all these different pricing models, you know. Be like, all right, I want a Quest 3 for myself. My kid, maybe I'll get him a Quest 2, you know.
Wait until we see a time where they'll basically have like a piece together your own. Just go online and go, I want this front shield and I want this strap.
To me,
and I want this.
that's how it is with the Quest 2 currently.
Well,
you
with
get to have-
aftermarket,
Yeah, you get to do the full,
do whatever you want.
yeah. So Quest 3 coming,
The big googly eyes are always a funny one.
and the Quest 2 is now cheaper and more powerful. That's impressive. I've never seen
Mm-hmm.
you know, well, granted, consoles have never had to worry about melting on my face, but I've never had a console improve so much, you know, since launch.
No, consoles are usually pretty bomb right out of the gate.
Well, because they can do the full power and not have to worry
Yeah.
about, again,
Best video cards.
melting somebody's face.
Jacked up computers, you know.
But it's cool because, like, the word was always the Quest 2 is underclocked. And then, yes, they did a performance upgrade a couple months ago. And now this one again. It's cool to see that they're like, well, yeah, let's underclock it for now. Let's figure out how to get this thing to full power. So, cool stuff. And now, finally, into the showcase. What was actually shown, you know, last week on Thursday. Dude, this was a killer showcase. They opened up with a pre-show for like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then did a showcase that was really not that much BS talking. Really just game trailer, game trailer, game trailer.
Yeah, the cheesy acting wasn't as.
No, I'll give the presenter of it, Ruth Ram.
Mhm.
She did a great job, actually, because past connects and stuff, they've had a really, like, very heavily scripted with, you know, you said cheesy acting. Like, it was clearly reading from a
the
script.
cheese factor.
There didn't get that reading from a script vibe
No,
from her presentation.
No,
It was
no,
actually
no.
really well done.
I think the overall marketing that they've gone into it with, and then
Mhm.
leading up to it,
Best
and
one
during it,
yet.
Yeah, they're just getting better every time.
Yeah, and this one was like I said, not too much unnecessary talking. The talking was, here's the next game,
Yeah.
and then it rolled right
Well,
into
they
the next
crammed-
trailer.
Dude, they crammed a shit ton in a small amount of time.
Yeah, dude.
So
I almost have a whole notebook page full. I went each line for each game. I'm like, dude, I'm running out of space so freaking fast. So I mean, to kick it off, this isn't the order of the games that I have it written, but I just kind of want to do this one right away to start because it's so big to you. Dude, they announced, published by N Dreams, Power Wash Simulator VR.
right,
And dude, I live streamed this gaming showcase.
that was the pre-show. These are all pre-show ones, correct? Yes.
I
'Cause
won't
Power
go,
Wash was in the pre-show.
Power Wash was in the pre-show.
Yeah.
I probably won't go in complete order that they were shown. But during the live stream that I did, unfortunately, you weren't able to attend. We put it together last minute. You were stuck at the work office. I was on lunch break.
Yeah.
It was like eat or stream, and then I ended up eating. Don't worry, I'm just
Damn
kidding.
job.
But
Messing it up.
I had some technical difficulties the first 10 minutes during the pre-show, and then we got it going good. But when they showed Power Wash Simulator, I was like, yo, Stratus is out in the office right now tweaking out. I already knew it because this is one of your favorite flat screen games.
Yeah, man. It's so much fun. And it honestly looks like they're bringing over all the same shit from the flat screen. So
Of all of the
it'd be a good port.
End Dreams,
Mm-hmm.
End Dreams, I got so much confidence.
And dreams made my VR dream come true. No, this was one that anytime we've discussed games that we'd like to see in VR, I always throw it in there because anytime I play it, just like any of the Sims, Lawnmower Sim, House Flipper, whatever, they're all made for VR. I mean,
I think
the devs can say we never had that intention, but I'm just saying from a VR user, yeah, they're made for VR.
Well, I was going to say, of all of the games with simulator in the name, I don't think that there's one that is more made for VR. They all are, but Power Wash Simulator,
Yeah, that's
a no-brainer.
That's a great one to bring over.
And
So I'm psyched. Yes,
It has a cult following. I hear celebrities talk about it on
dude,
podcasts and
it's
stuff.
wicked. The problem with it on flat screen is the whole scale. It's like you can't. They have some massive shit you gotta like power wash. I'm talking like tree houses that are just freaking ginormous.
Wait till in
But-
VR.
But that's the thing is like you don't really truly get to appreciate the scale of it. It's just a big thing you gotta clean. Where here you're gonna get to really, I think, appreciate the actual size of what you're cleaning.
The graphics looked great too, honestly, in the trailer.
And the flat screen version has a save issue. That it's really frustrating if you spend an hour cleaning something and then you go back into it and it's right back at the beginning.
What do you mean? It just doesn't save sometimes?
Yeah, they got a little glitch.
Is it known? Or you
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Because
Because you can go on, you can flat out go online, and it happened to me, within 2 months.
Oh, that's terrible.
It
Hopefully,
exists only on certain levels.
well, let's see if all right. Remember Call of the Sea
Mm-hmm.
when we talked to Tatiana Delgado last week?
Yes.
She said that was not just like let's inject this into VR port. It was like a built from the ground up port.
Yeah, and that's what I'm believing they did with this.
That's what I'm hoping Endream does too. Yeah, and if it does, there's less of a chance of that.
From the trailer, it seems it.
Yeah, if that's the case, I mean, less chance of the same
Sure they
save
don't-
issue coming up.
Yeah, no.
If you see all the same glitches, you know what happened,
And there's usually more options for a game in flat screen than you'd have in VR per se.
Right.
So I think there's less to. I don't know. I can't see them porting over a known problem.
Yeah, but I had to open it up the showcase discussion with that one because I
Yeah.
knew that
I was
one was
excited.
probably your number one, if anything.
I'll say for the pre-show. Well, no, I can't even say that because the pre-show.
We also had Walkabout Mini Golf on that.
Yeah, Journey to the Center of the Earth, which comes out this week,
The Exploding Kittens and the iOS version announced.
coming in the summer,
Dude.
which is a couple months away.
Then we also had Demio Battles.
Crossover iOS, yeah,
I cannot wait for
or crossplay, I should say.
well, we've known Journey to the Center of the Earth has been coming for a while.
Mhm.
It's been hyped. We're so confident in
Here it is.
anything Mighty Coconut does, and now it's coming so soon.
You know,
So I cannot wait for
was a
that
good
release.
a good mention.
Yeah, and then plus that iOS version. We talked to Lucas last Friday, and he's like, dude, that's been pretty much ready since the game was made. It was actually ready before the VR version.
They just put all their focus on the.
They're like, all right, finally time to roll it out. So that'll be cool, dude. Play some Walkabout Mini Golf on your phone real quick, that'll be really cool. And then besides Walkabout, like I just referenced too, we had Demio Battles showcased, which Resolution has already announced that it was going to be its own standalone game, but we got more footage of it. You get to do the part while I was streaming the showcase. I was like, all right, here's the thing. Can I still play with a friend and do 2v2? And then boom, right on the trailer, it popped up. You can.
Yeah.
So me and you can roll in, each pick a character and take on two other people. I think if you had to do it 1 versus 1 and, one person controls two, I'd be less inclined. But the fact that me and you can still go in as a team, so it still has a bit of that social element, that's huge. That's going to be essential. So I'm excited to see that full release. And then I think that was it for the pre-show, right?
No,
What else was on the pre?
way too much.
Yeah.
Well, you had no more rainbows.
And then another one with End Dreams, we had the Little City Sandbox update, which they didn't give all the info about besides that you're going to be able to make your own island and populate it how you want and build anything that you want there. So that could be potentially a literal game changer.
Well, Little Cities is damn good anyways. And they just keep making little adjustments and adding new features every now and then. I mean, and to me, out of the blue too, you'll just start seeing them posting like, "Hey,
They've done a DLC at one point
so
too.
I'm excited to try it."
Yeah. And
Because the first thing I go to is like, can I just make an island the full scale of like the whole friggin' map and just have one monster island and basically kind of make more of like a Sim City out of it than a.
I was gonna say that you instantly went to like a SimCity comparison, like you know, how much can I do this custom?
How big is my play area? How big can it be? That's what I really want to know.
So Little Cities sneaking in another good update. You know, they said stay
I
tuned for.
want to play it, man.
Yeah, they said they'll be giving more info about it soon. But I agree, man. I want it now. I want to see what this whole sandbox thing is. I love sandbox, you know, for top-down strategy games. Hell yeah, especially a city builder.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. So huge props to Little Cities. And then I guess one that's big for franchises and names and stuff like that. Stranger Things VR, which we already had announced a while ago. They have showed off a new trailer, and I think this is going to be one of the games that you can say is a headset seller, because Stranger Things has such a big cult following. I'll be honest with everybody, I never really got into Stranger Things, not because I didn't watch it. I don't watch much TV, but everybody that's ever watched Stranger Things has told me it's an amazing show. I've never heard one bad thing. So once people hear there's a VR game, I do think that there's a good percentage that are going to go, well, dude, I need to fucking play that. That's my favorite show ever, you know?
Yeah, I'm on the fence.
You think?
I'm on the fence. I mean, it was mad popular. Like, if this had come out like 2 years ago, it'd be a no-brainer. But
I had never really heard of Peaky Blinders before the VR version.
See,
and that seems to have sold some headsets itself too.
I definitely heard of Peaky. I just had never watched it.
And then Stranger Things
I've watched Stranger Things.
is so freaking popular.
It's damn good.
They go show that off at some game conference at PAX East or something like that.
I just want to make sure the game is actually. I mean, the trailer they showed looked pretty good, but you know, I'm gonna have to. This one, I mean, this is a licensed freaking game, so obviously the expectations go up a little notch.
How about Netflix paying attention to VR? That's kind of cool. And I mean, like, besides Stranger Things, then there's also Attack on Titan VR, which was also previously announced. They showed off a new trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, we get in these big name things are looking at VR and going, that's the platform that we want to release on. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Stranger Things, we had Attack on Titan VR, and then we had some ports of some classic games, most that I had never experienced. So it'll be cool to get my my first experience being in VR, including one that I saw a lot of people going crazy for, Samba de Amigo, which when I did my live stream, I wasn't the most convinced watching it, you know, in the moment. But then, you know, I went back, I watched the trailer again. I looked at the store page. I saw it was multiplayer. I'm like, you know what? This looks like it's going to be a really fun.
Wow, fun is definitely.
I'm
excited.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a really good social.
And that was the first game they showed on the showcase.
They opened it like that, and you know that's a Sega game.
Sega.
So they showed Sonic.
It looks damn fun. That's what I mean. Right when the trailer looked fun.
Mm-hmm.
I almost didn't care. I know you were big on this better be multiplayer, but I'm like, even if it wasn't, I'd still do it.
Well, you love rhythm games, and it looks like a rhythm game. It looks like you have these maracas, and you have to like move them.
Samba, baby.
Correct spot, yeah. And in the game page for it, because you can pre-order it right now, you know, they actually let you pre-order a lot of the games that were shown on the showcase. Even if there's not an official release date, you can pre-order it, it seems, for a lot of these. But on the store page of it, there's a screenshot with Sonic on it. Freaking It's awesome.
You'll be competing against them, or maybe you can pick them as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
So Samba de
It's gonna be
Amigo,
fun.
that was a cool one to open it. And then there's
Good
another.
to see Sega still get,
Well,
you know.
we have Sega, but now we have Atari getting in the picture with Pixel Ripped coming out, June 14th or 15th, something like that. So, dude, these big names are looking, Netflix is doing this with Stranger Things VR. I mean, VR is attractive to these studios, and that's really cool to see. And then there's another kind of revive, another one that I didn't play the original, but I saw people on Twitter losing their mind. It was like considered one of the best announcements of the showcase, and that's Bulletstorm VR. And that was it's going to be made by man, I'm probably going to pronounce their name wrong. Incuvo. They're the people that that ported over Green Hell VR, which we loved. Still hoping we get that multiplayer soon that they said is in the works. But
Yeah, I'm wondering what size team is still working on Green Hell versus, well,
attached to Bulletstorm now.
but they did do a great job with that port. That was nice.
And
And graphically, it was pretty damn good.
to be able to run on the Quest 2, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had a blast with Green Hell. And again, if it was co-op, we'd probably still play it. So I'm very confident in the quality of the release of Bulletstorm VR. And again, that's one that it's a series that I didn't play the original, but when I say people were going crazy for it, that's an understatement. Like, people were hyped to see that one. So really cool stuff. And then another one, a Seventh Guest remake. This one looks, I mean, it's going to be made by Vertigo Games, and it looks intense. I was like, oh my goodness, I would shit my pants playing this game. It just looked creepy. And it's not really Vertigo Games, I think After the Fall, Arizona Sunshine. And I mean, hey, just to skip ahead, they did show off an Arizona Sunshine 2
Part 2, yeah.
trailer where you play with your dog and stuff. But what was interesting is the first Arizona Sunshine was kind of known for its co-op campaign and everything. And based off the trailer, which was a CGI generated trailer, I always feel iffy about that.
There was a lot of those, by the way.
Yeah.
Not actual game footage.
There was a lot of actual game footage ones too, but no, you're right. There was those handful of, this is CGI, and it's like, what's the point of even...
To the gills.
Dude, it's like, it's not even cool. And Arizona Sunshine 2 was one of those that they showed off. My impression was that it was single player, and unfortunately, we didn't see any gameplay. But Vertigo Games is one of those studios that they deliver.
Yeah, there's certain names that I'll put my trust in.
Shell Games, Vertigo, Resolution, End Dreams, and
Fast Travel's publishing it. Chances are it's probably damn good. You know? No, the list goes on but those I put faith in those developers and publishers that if they're going to put their name on it, that's not going to be questionable.
So between Arizona Sunshine 2, and then, like I said, they showed off, Seventh Guest, another one that I didn't play the original of, but when I say the trailer looked intense, it looked intense. It seems horror-ish. Correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody's actually played the original, but yeah, it looked maybe a little too much for me, but I'll at least peek it in. Dude, I still haven't dove too deep into propagation. There's so many horror games I need to just man up. It's just hard, man. I'm a wuss. Shell Games also announced, well, dude, vampires are hot. Because, with the Shell Games one, they had Silent Slayer, Vault of the Vampire. And it was a interesting direction to see Shell Games go.
Yeah, it was that one shocked me. Because, and unfair to them, but in my head, when I hear Shell Games, I go right to other games that they've done, but again, they're one of those studios I have faith in, so I don't care what they make, I'll try it.
Yeah, and then there was another vampire game too. It was Vampire the Masquerade.
Vampires are the hot trend right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, there was a couple of zombie games shown, but it's cool. I mean, we've had so many zombies. It's cool to get a little mix up.
We got to go to the other undead now.
I mean, that's really how it goes.
Yeah.
I bet you there was a meeting internally with a lot of studios like, there's this many zombie games and literally 0 vampire games. And then at the same time, 2 to 3 studios go, vampire,
Yeah, it's strange. But I mean, that's usually how trends like that'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's just a coincidence.
But I do think both of those are going to be big games. I mean,
there wasn't anything shown in the pre-show or the main show that I wouldn't want to be playing.
That's actually true. Again, I think the scariest one for me was the Seventh Guest.
Seventh Guest.
Yeah, the remake of that one that I was saying that just looks intense. That's probably the only one I could skip because I'm a wuss. And that's only because of that, you know? But besides Silent Slayer, Shell Games also showed a new trailer for I Expect You to Die 3.
The cog in the machine.
Yeah, we still don't have a release date.
We don't have theme music.
But
I would have loved it if they didn't show nothing but a graphic with just the theme song, whatever theme song they're going to use.
But you can, that's one of those ones that you can pre-order on the Metaquest store right now.
Dude, I am beyond excited for that one.
Dude, when they
It wasn't a surprise, though, because we knew they were doing it.
No, they announced it, months ago.
So, I mean, it's cool.
I hear about that weekly from you.
I think...
You go, yo, we do we have I Expect You to Die 3 yet? And I'm like, no, dude, give them time.
You're
like, well, it's a
been a
new week. It's a new week.
It's a new week.
You'll be like, dude, I'm not rushing that. I'm just asking, I'm just saying.
When are we going to get that? Is it possible?
Yeah, people, our listeners at home, they don't understand how hyped you are for that one. I think that might be your most hyped release announced pre-showcase that I've heard from you in a while. Like I said, it's weekly. I hear it from you.
Because they do a good job of, and I've actually seen some people go, it's just more of the same. But it's like
fine, bring it. I could play one of those a year.
I just like what they're bringing to the table. I happen to enjoy the games a lot. I love usually the storylines that go with it.
Dude, if they announced a Red Matter 3, I expect more of the same. That's what I want.
Yeah. With a little improvement.
Yeah.
But I think they might have shown actual game footage for that trailer too. I'm not 100%, but I think they did.
And honestly, I Expect You to Die.
They could have shown me a black screen. I'm still getting it.
Well, like you said, you'd want the theme song. If they showed you the theme song, you'd be the happiest little kid in the world.
Yeah, dude. Every one of them's been catchy and good.
And what I'll say is that's a series that you can go back, you can play the first one, and it holds up so well in 2023.
Yeah, dude.
So it's really one that I would feel confident saying, no, start. If you haven't played it yet, start with the first one.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be Jank City. No,
it ages very well.
And being puzzle-based, we know there's no glitches or issues.
It's so smooth. Dude, the first mission, of which they did a little... they referenced it in the trailer that they showed where you start in the car.
In the car.
They had that show off in the trailer. So I get what you mean. You don't know if it was game footage or if it was just
the second
them.
one had Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
So, I mean, come on.
But in the first one, that first mission, they start you in with a car, and there are so many ways to accidentally kill yourself in that one. And it's just such a good introduction to the series.
Wow, dude. No instructions on what to do.
But you understand it so fast.
Yeah.
You just quickly go, oh, that's why they call it I Expect You to Die.
It's a great franchise.
So I was hyped to see more info about the 3 and the ability to pre-order already. So, I'm excited for Shell Games' new vampire game. But, I mean, I'm really excited for I Expect You to Die.
No disrespect to them, but if you put the two in front of me and said you can play one of these today, which one's it going to be? I'm not going to be a vampire. I'll get to that after I'm done being a spy.
Yeah, dude.
So
I'm so excited.
I expect to play.
And another game that was previously announced that we got just another trailer of. I'm itching for this. It's another one from End Dreams. We got more footage of Ghostbusters. Man, we were supposed to have this one last year. It got delayed. Think it's going to be one of the best co-op games of the year when it releases. And that's why I want it so bad. I'm just like, dude, I want Ghostbusters yesterday. I'm fiending for it. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I know games take time, and I'd rather a game take longer. But
run good?
Yeah. But just understand my hype is real, So it's cool to get some more footage of that one.
That one's got to come out soon, though.
Dude, I'm fiending.
Well, okay, we talked a while ago about why shadow drops seem to work better in VR than if you do it in flat screen, and this is slowly becoming an example of
I'll even say
too much hype, not enough delivery.
Well, I'll even say not even shadow drop. I say announcement and release within a month.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Doesn't need
I'll
to be the
count
same
that-
day.
I'll count that as a shadow drop.
I agree. Or just like a announce and drop within the same month is
Yeah.
the perfect.
This-
Because sometimes shadow drop.
when this one first was announced, they're like, wow, you know, okay, now I'm excited. Now all this showed me is like, okay, confirmation it's still in development.
Yeah, I
Coming
agree.
soon.
Unlike GTA, which we
Coming
got no
to
info.
a headset near you.
But I just figured I'd specify that because we talk a lot off air. So I know when you say shadow drop, you consider everything within that first month.
Yeah.
But I just know somebody might hear that and go, well, no,
24 hours.
a shadow
I
drop
get
is
it.
that there was no announcement,
Hey.
no release. And
I call it what I want, okay?
yeah. So by your definition of shadow drop, I agree. And I'm not arguing with it.
We'll call it the 30-day drop. Then.
Yeah. I think that's the perfect range. You know, sometime within that.
Bust right out of
period.
it. Because imagine if Ghostbusters had pulled it, just like did nothing last year,
Mm-hmm.
and then just showed up and was like, din, 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 and then just boom, coming in 30 days. You'd be like, holy crap,
Right.
didn't see that coming.
And then another one that was kind of cool to see, you know, Assassin's Creed VR got confirmed to still be in
That-
development.
That actually made me really happy.
With the official name that was rumored, you know, the name Assassin's Creed Nexus, we had heard that months ago.
Nexus VR.
And then it ended up being the actual name.
Yep.
And what was cool for Meta was all we got was this game is coming. Go check out Ubisoft's showcase. I think it's like June 16th or something like that. You know, they let them have the love for that one. They're like, yo, we don't need to show off any footage or trailer. We'll let you do that at your showcase.
They just did the confirmation. That's
that
all.
it's still in development. That was really cool to see.
Fuck yeah.
And now I'm excited for their showcase. So it was really good cross marketing. You know
what? You know what Ubisoft does on Xbox now?
what?
They have their own paid.
Oh, like pass.
Yeah.
So you can pay for all of their games.
I picked it up 2 days ago.
Wow.
I don't know how long it's been out there. I just discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
So now on top of like EA and the actual, Microsoft one. But dude, there's like there's so many games in there. I think it's like 60 games. Plus they're alleging like new releases and stuff will drop in there.
Yeah.
I'm like an Ubisoft shill right now. But I just discovered it and I'm like, this is
Well, you're pretty easy to sell, like with the cloud subscription conversation before. You're pretty easy to sell with.
you know
those.
how they get me? It's under $20.
Yeah.
So you go, oh shit, it's not even $20.
Not even a game cost.
Damn. Okay. Cost me $20 to drive to work. I think I can handle this.
So there was a couple more ones, like one that I skipped over that was in the pre-show. It was like a death poker game
Very excited to try this one.
that you like wager your body parts. It seems like
It's what it kind of alludes to.
it just seems like an interesting. It seems fun. It seems silly. I talk a lot that those type of silly things.
Not sure if that one's multiplayer.
I hope so, but
I do too.
it kind of had that single player vibe.
Correct.
So we'll see. But
But I am psyched to try that.
like Loco Dojo with the giant claw hands. Silly things work the best in VR, So, really cool, unique concept. Wagering your body parts, for death poker. So that'll
What's
be
a
cool.
hand,
Mhm.
Literally.
And then, a game that we never really got into Onward. I would say that in the realm of shooters, I mean, we love Ghost of Tabor. We're in it every night. We had really good runs.
I might be a little
Last
bit of a
night.
junkie.
Right? And then you look at other ones that have come out. Breachers, Contractors, Population 1. When you
All great shooters.
when you see how much these have developed and then you go back into Onward, it feels like it's been passed over. I'm sure at one point in time Onward was the premiere, but it's just how good the others have gotten. It doesn't feel like Onward has kept up in that same regard. But they're doing an update for, increased graphics,
Version
bunch of stuff.
1.11.
Yeah, a new update. And geez, maybe about a year ago, Zuck said on like a video, all like quick reference of like things that he's like, looking forward to for games, and he goes Onward 2. That was like a year ago. We haven't heard a single thing. This isn't Onward 2.
It's not even version 2.
No, it's just an update.
No, but
maybe-
new weapons.
new graphics.
Yeah, better graphics, some fixes. So, I mean, am I going to go try it? Of course.
Maybe it'll catch it up to
We'll
some of
see.
the other shooters, but it'll definitely at least be worth peeking into because we already own Onward. So Hell, why
I
not?
think in the VR world too, like word of mouth of games is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you have more people talking about it, more people would have naturally probably latched onto it. Like when Breachers dropped, who wasn't talking about Breachers? And our Discord lit up. All of social media was talking about this game, Breachers. I mean, they did a great job of getting it out. Now look at Ghost of Tabor, a game that's not even on the store.
And it's top selling on the Steam
Oh,
list.
dude, it's like, and everybody knows it's not finished, and there's still over 40,000 Discord members
Right.
for a game still in development.
And then another one
Crazy cool.
that we're seeing more stuff come to is NFL Pro Era. You know, it sounded like in the showcase it was getting an update with like new multiplayer and
No,
revamped stuff, but that's
no
going to be, if only, that sounded too good to be true. No, it's despite how it sounded on the showcase, it is not an update coming to NFL Pro Era. It's them announcing that they're working on a new game. I definitely think they could have done the wording of the way they present. Didn't it sound like an update?
Well, yeah.
Shit happens
It
though.
did,
Communications,
but
whatever.
For what they're possibly bringing to the game, I just don't think it's a whole new freaking game. So
Dude,
there's
that's
no
how-
way to update
That's how the
what they
NFL
got,
license does
which is
it.
specific to just what the game you're playing as the quarterback.
And who
To
knows?
try to add other elements, no,
And who
that-
knows the restrictions
they don't even
have.
update that one. So
Yeah, I don't think they've done a single update to NFL Pro Era.
no,
You know, and
maybe one, but I don't think so.
but who knows how restrictive the NFL licensing is with this stuff? Does
It's not an
Madden ever
excuse.
add stuff? And you know, that's the downside when you go to the licensing. You know, the standard sports game procedure is new game every year with updated roster and minor new additions. They might be going, hey, you're the VR Madden. That's how we do it for Madden. That's how we do it for
Well, but I
VR.
mean,
Who knows how much actual?
they're not doing the same thing though this time.
No, but it
So
sounded like you're still going to be restricted to quarterback. It sounds like.
okay, then
Let's see though.
what's the point?
Let's see. I'm a little skeptical. It sounded better when it sounded like an update, and then when they said new game, I was like, "Ooh, well, let's see. Let's see."
Every year when Madden drops, I always get it and play it for like an hour. And
Well, you
then
get it as
go.
part of like the EA Pass
Yeah.
and stuff, right?
Not
I'm
impressed.
not impressed with EA Sports games as a big UFC fan.
Yeah.
No.
They're all available.
THQ
They're all available if you have the EA Pass.
THQ's was the best in 2012. You know, their UFC 3. But, you know, another one, Dungeons of Eternity.
Mhm.
It's a dungeon crawler that does procedurally generated dungeons. So you can kind of do like endless dungeon runs.
Which is really good for a game like this.
I think if this is a great example, single player, I don't know, but it's co-op.
Yeah, that's the game
So-
changer right there.
Me and you, there's yet to be a really good dungeon crawler that's co-op. People love
No.
Ancient Dungeon, but it's not co-op. And that's no insult to
There's
the game.
a lot
It's
of great single player games, but
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But
You
this
know?
one, you know, just being able to do a new at any point we could hop in and just do a dungeon run that's different.
I guess there's good and bad with that. The good is like it'll never be the same dungeon twice.
Mhm.
The bad is it'll never be the same dungeon twice.
Yeah, you can't learn it.
I mean, the law of everything would say that
Yeah.
eventually you're going to get one. You're going to be like, this one's the best, and then
Well, I'll use
not next time it won't be.
you know, procedurally generated sometimes is really good and really unique, and sometimes is really repetitive and you already know
yeah.
what's going to come. So this, anytime I see that, it's like, well, let's see
But
how it's
the way
actually
they worded
executed.
it didn't make it sound like there's only 8.
No, it
like,
sounded like there was a lot of possibilities. So I'm excited to check this one out. I love co-op games, especially a dungeon crawler that's co-op. Let's go, baby. So I'm that one was one of my more hyped ones of the showcase for myself selfishly because I
Really?
love co-op. Yeah. Let's go, man. That's another good co-op game. There's not enough of them. You know, when I was watching the trailer, I was like, you know, let's see if it's co-op. And then I saw co-op on it and I was like, boom, sold. I'm getting that day one, baby. So that was really cool. And then another one, there was kind of a physics brawler game that was announced called Underdogs.
Underdog.
That one looked interesting. You know, it wasn't the top of my list, but it,
Mech Fighter.
yeah, that one, it almost reminded me like of, remember that movie Real Steel?
Real Steel.
They had it as
that
a
a
video
porn?
game. They had it as a
Sounds like a porn, dude.
I remember it being a free game on the
Real
PlayStation
steel.
market too. It was like boxing robots, but this isn't like you said. It's mechs, but it's not like World of Mechs, of like shooter. It's like combat fighting, hand to hand mechs.
Not that you could retire off of this, but a Rock'em Sock'em robot in VR.
That's what it looked like. That's what this game. That's what Underdogs looks like. Rock'em
Well-
Sock'em Robot VR.
No,
It-
Rock'em. Well, except you just hit the dude in the head.
Yeah,
His little
that-
hit,
that-
ring.
No
But no,
skill in
it's
the game. You're just
a
pressing
mech
the button.
fighting. It seems like a lot of fighting. So
Yeah, no, it looks nuts. So Underdogs was snuck in there. A lot of potential. And then we also got a new trailer from Resolution Games on their game Racket Club, which I won't lie, dude, it looked freaking fun.
And,
I-
and as an example of like why some games kind of get lost in the dark, look at they're already promoting it and they're pushing it on their social media.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they just a good example of like
Doing
the,
it right.
the marketing that you need to have to keep your stuff relevant.
This isn't the first. It's another trailer that they've shown. You know, this isn't the first
Yeah.
time that they've talked about it. It's an announced game.
It looks really good and it looks fun. It's just strange to me because it looks so confined.
Mm-hmm.
You got like 4 people in a small area.
I saw some people saying that online, but I'm like, well, that's how racquetball is. You play in the room in like a
Racquetball. Yeah.
yeah, and it's Racket Club. It's clearly a racquetball game to me, right? I mean, that would make sense. So that's why I assumed it was a small
Racquetball's always played against the wall.
Yeah, that's kind of how it looked a bit, right?
I thought it looked more like 4-person tennis type thing, but in a small.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting concept,
But
regardless.
in watching a trailer, it looks like you're hitting it hard, but it's not flying. Almost like badminton per se.
Yeah, it'll be a real interesting one to pop into, but another example of social VR. I think it'll be good.
Racket Club. Yeah. Oh no. They're and they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. And then I think that there's just one last thing on the showcase that we didn't go over yet, and that was the big boy. They saved it for the end. They even did like a 15-minute interview with the creator of the studio, the lead developer, Matt Kramer, talking about Asgard's Wrath 2, made by Sanzaru Games, a Meta-owned studio. Obviously, they made Asgard's Wrath 1, but Matt Kramer and Sanzaru Games has quite the history. If you go on their list of games made, they've done a good amount, and then they came to VR with Asgard's Wrath, and one of the most fleshed out and best graphical games in PC VR, but it was PC VR, and they've been silent since, owned by Meta. And then they came out with Asgard's Wrath 2 trailer. It says coming winter 2023. And dude, they're boasting. They're
Just
saying,
in time for Christmas.
here's the thing, it's going to be $60 pre-order right now.
No. It's not $60.
$59.99.
Thank you. Plus, I know what a dick.
I
Plus
know.
tax is like what? This will be
Probably like
65,
63, something
yeah.
like that. But you know, so
I cracked up at the 59. It's not. We can't charge 60.
so it's a
$59.99.
$60 game. But check this, for a VR game, this is nuts. They're saying it's 60 hours of story and exploration, and there's endless dungeon runs
$1
too.
per hour.
Dude, the trailer of this game, the graphics of it looked insane. I saw people doing side-by-side comparisons of, well, here's Asgard's Wrath 1 on PC VR.
On the high end PC,
and here it is.
Yeah.
Look how backwards they went on Quest, for the Quest 2.
I don't
Of course,
care.
like, dude, it's like you're missing
I don't
the
know what
point.
I'm missing. So
Well, if you
it means nothing to me.
if you have access to PC VR and you pre-order Asgard's Wrath 2, you get a skin for Population 1. That it's actually a pretty dope skin. And then you also get a free copy of Asgard's Wrath 1 for PC VR. So that's pretty cool too.
Good incentive.
And dude, the combat, this looks like a full-fledged RPG game with character development, with exploration, 60 hours of
Listen,
story.
The
and
expectations are going to be high on this. So
hell yeah.
this is a definitely needs. I mean, this is like, I love it because I don't think they're under any pressure. But from like my point looking at it, I would feel like I was because there's a lot of hype. some of which I believe they've self-created just because of their product.
The most expensive game on the Quest store.
You're dropping the highest priced game so far, 60 friggin' hours.
Oh, dude.
You get what I'm saying? It's
insane.
like, holy crap. I want to be there in their office when this game drops on the store. It'd be freaking amazing.
I want to interview Matt Kramer so bad. I mean, again, he has a really good background in gaming, and this is
Not his first rodeo.
dude, to get a game like this, 60 hours of content on, and it's going to run for the Quest 2, but dude, I'm going to be enjoying this one.
and
The
the
pancake
3
lenses
could get out.
on
Yeah.
the 3 with higher graphics and everything. Out of
Yep.
your freaking mind if you think I'm going to be playing
No,
this
this
game
is
on
a
the Quest 2.
huge undertaking, and again, I'll just go 60 hours. And dude, if that's an average.
Well, no, that's just the full, that's including the dungeon content, the
Okay.
exploration, because besides the story, which you take control of mortals, it's a very, Nordic mythology game. It's really cool aesthetics and stuff. I've been trying to get my Pluto sphere up and
To
running.
run it.
Not run that specifically, just up and running. I haven't had time with the amount of content we're swimming in and standalone. But the second I get that up and running, I think now I need to dive into Asgard's Wrath in anticipation of, too, because I really want to know the story and stuff. The story seems really cool, but you take control of these mortals to help them, complete their destiny and their journey. And each one has a different story and different combat and stuff. And then you can do dungeon runs with them. And everything about the game looks freaking good.
No, this is one that on paper should be a no-brainer award winner in a lot of different categories.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be now, can they deliver?
Yeah.
Which, I'm sure they're going to deliver.
I'm so confident of
It's
it.
like, it's just a stupid thing. But you have to say it, It's
Yeah.
like, it comes down to everything with these games. It's like, you can say a lot and show a lot, but can it actually deliver when it's time to play a lot?
Winter 2023, so I expect this as a Quest 3 launch title. That's kind of what I was
I
getting.
would think so.
That's
Although I'm expecting a lot more as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The whole time they kept saying, stay tuned for more game announcements and more Quest 3 info at the Metaquest Connect in September.
I think in September they're going to drop some massive
Massive news.
titles.
Yeah.
What those are and how massive, I don't know.
I'm so pumped, dude. That was a great showcase.
They
You know.
crushed it, dude.
Ending with Asgard's Wrath 2. Showing off the Metaquest 3
Went
before
by
the
so quick,
showcase.
though.
Yeah.
So much stuff they talked about, but it went by quick.
The pacing of it, the way it went, the unscripted feel, the professionalism
And
of it.
it's scripted, so
Yeah.
you got to give them props.
No, again, Ruth Bram did a good job. Big step up from previous years. Big step up in the marketing leading into it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, who wasn't talking about it?
Yeah.
It's like every VR person we knew was talking about it.
Anybody that says that Meta is not about gaming for VR, dude,
Well, they don't watch the showcase.
150 games in development,
They don't
showcase, Connect coming.
Usually when you don't like something, you turn an ear off to it no matter what it is, so it doesn't matter. I already hear people complaining about the Quest 3.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Which
like, dude,
it
get the
has
fuck out of here.
Everything I wanted except more storage, and I'm a little skeptical on the.
Color.
Well, and I want the black on it, yeah.
But you know what? $5, you got enough Sharpies, you can blacken that thing up, no problem.
Dude, though, again, I can't say it enough. We're getting pancake lenses on the Quest consumer line. Not the Quest Pro.
This is the upgrade that
We needed.
Yeah.
Twice as
1,000,000%
powerful,
over.
more resolution,
It's going to be
thinner.
I think 2 years from now when developers are able to maximize more of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know it takes years to develop games, and I don't expect every game to go back and go, "Hey, let's redo this again just for the Quest 3 so it'll look better." It's like, no, the next one they do,
Developers
they can
did do that
focus
for
on.
the Quest 2, so let's see.
Yeah, I think the push is going to be on them for the 3 though.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like a new. I mean, come on, like a kid in a candy store. You get all this new, more powerful technology to play with, and you're a creator who wants to create experiences for people. This is think of even like the VR movies and shit.
Yeah.
How much better they're going to look.
Ghosts of Tabor, Swordsman VR, those 2 games on App Lab still.
Mm-hmm.
I think the additional power of the Quest 3 is going to aid them a lot.
Why is it still on App Lab?
So, well, I understand why Ghost of Tabor is
Yes,
early
it's
access.
early access under development. Blah blah blah.
Let's do our monthly. Why the hell is Swordsman VR on App Lab still?
I might actually.
It might be just they're waiting for the Quest 3 release. That's what I'm hoping
For what?
This, I don't know.
Does it run bad for you?
No.
Is the graphics
No.
bad? Is it janky?
No.
Right?
I don't know.
Can you
I'm
not
just trying
go,
to. I'm just trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to speculate.
Can you not go on the Quest store right now and find 10 things that run like shit?
Yeah.
In full honesty.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It should be on the official store. There's no reason.
If it's not on the store within a year, right? I say you and I get a nice video camera, and we'll go down and we'll chill with the developers and we'll start the documentary. I'm like, maybe not what you did in this life, but what did you do to Zuckerberg's family back in the day?
What did your ancestors do to his ancestors that you found out in a DNA test?
Why is there like this?
It doesn't make sense.
It's the weirdest example of.
It's one of the most popular games on PlayStation VR. Mm-hmm. It runs great on the Quest.
There's something deeper going on to this mystery.
We'll get to the bottom of it.
And if it's not on the store within a year, I'm going to start digging. So if anything happens to me, you know what? You know
the Swordsman VR story goes deep.
It goes deeper than that.
But, that's all the games that was on the showcase. Again, huge props to Meta. Yeah. Honestly, their best one yet.
I'm already looking forward to September.
I'm sold on the Quest 3. I want it today.
What's really cool is we got kind of a basic time frame of how much time we have before that headset's going to drop. We know it's coming sometime before the end of the year. So you can start putting the funds away now. So when this thing drops, everyone's prepared. I'm shilling for him, dude. I want everybody to own one.
Dude, I'm going to...
Or even the twos. I mean, I would tell somebody if they're like, look, I don't want to spend $500-$600, be like, $300 you don't have to.
In 2023, $300, dude? That's ridiculously cheap for a headset.
Yeah, for what it does. Like currently in its current state.
It just got 26% more powerful.
What I feel really bad is the people who bought it the day before. Because it's consumer. So, a whole bunch of people bought the Quest 2 the day before. And
you know what's messed up, though? Every time I put on my Quest 2 now, I go, I want pancake lenses. Now that I know that it's officially in the Quest 3, it's like it's so hard for me to just... Everybody that's used them goes, dude.
Well, come on. I mean, even without even trying them and just knowing the different process between the two lenses, it doesn't take a genius to go.
I've heard
that one's a lot better.
I've heard the black lighting in it is better, like when environments are black and darker.
Well, you won't get light streaks. You won't get any of that.
Let's go. Fall 2023, baby. Which to me means October. Late October, November.
Could be November.
Let's go. I'm sold today, though. Put me on a waiting list.
I think winter's till December something. Yeah. So
Meta, you can find me at rufftalkvr@gmail.com.
Send a couple of headsets. Wink, wink.
A couple of NDAs,
NDA. What finger do you want?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going that deep. I'll just buy it.
Other than that, stay tuned for Wednesday. We're reviewing We Are One. Can you believe that? We're doing a game review.
Do we still do those?
We've been sucked away from Ghost of Tabor long enough to do
a lot of good interviews.
So many good interviews. More to come.
Mm-hmm.
More to come. If there's anybody that you want us to interview, and I can't believe I haven't
within reason.
Yeah.
Can't get Zuck.
Let us know in our Discord. I haven't plugged this yet, so as we're leaving, I'll plug it real quick. Be sure to check out our Discord and our Patreon. You can find those links in our official show notes. Every week we give a weekly shout out to our Patreon listeners, which we're going to do on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Not our Patreon listeners, our Patreon members on the tier for on-air shout outs. We also have some other tiers that don't involve a shout out. We have one tier that gives your name on a rolling ticker on the video, but all the tiers give access to our Patreon only chat room in our Discord server, which anybody can join our Discord server. We have a lot of good combos going there. We do weekly giveaways, and we're also running a promotion for our Patreon for the month of June that if you become a Patreon supporter, we'll give you a game key for the Metaquest of equivalent value of that tier. So you join the $10 tier, boom, you got a $10 game. So why the hell not, right? So go check out our Patreon, go check out our Discord, subscribe, rate us five stars. I know if I don't say it, Stratus is gonna be pinching his leg. So go check us out on YouTube as well. Go subscribe
YouTube.
there. We're halfway to being monetized officially in stats. Come on, man. That's huge. So help us get there. Go watch some videos on our YouTube. Go subscribe. And what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I'm actually gonna go back to Discord for a second. You know how we got moderators,
Mm-hmm.
a small handful
Mm-hmm.
that keep the peace and
Mhm.
like
We got
add new features.
We got Shoes. We got Canuck, and we
Yeah.
got Amelia.
So I really want to give them credit,
Oh my God, they're
not just for
they're rock stars.
not just for moderating channels and such, but it's like every now and then, like maybe even unintentionally. And I'm sure you've done it, I've done it, but a conversation will start with something, and then like boom, they're kind of on it.
Mhm.
Like real quick, like we could do this or we could do that, and then they make a change, and there's always constant adjustments and new channels being added because the need might call for it. So I really want to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah. Oh,
Sometimes I like just going in there and reading like the discussions that they're having, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, that's pretty cool, man. They're just so proactive to everyone having the best time in there.
And
So-
even to just the people that partake daily, it's non-toxic. It's welcoming, great discussion. So definitely go check out all that stuff. It's right in our show notes or episode description. You can find the links for all that. And stay tuned for Wednesday's review of We Are One.
We are one.